Hey everyone, guess what? It's unboxing time, and I am super excited for the second edition of the Oracle of Oddities. This is one of my favorite Oracle decks. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I was using this recently for the morning Oracle message. So now I'm super stoked to get the second edition, which is different cards than the first edition. So this is by Claire Goodchild, Black and the Moon, and oh, very cool. So the backs on these, here's the second edition, are the same as the backs on the first edition, which is awesome because I'm totally gonna mix them together and use them as one deck because who am I kidding? I love these. It's, like I said, it's one of my favorite decks. Super excited that I will have these in time for Halloween readings. So here is what is in the new deck. Oh, we have Pain, Reward, Revelation, Lust. Love that. That's very earthy. Opposition, Support, Nexus, with all the bees coming out of it. That is very cool. And next up we have Goddess, God, Life, Friendship. Love those little skulls. They're very cool. Divinity. I really, really like that. And Transformation. That is very, very cool. With the tree growing out of his arm socket. Listen. Observe. Explore. Knowledge. Imagination. Power. Union. Death. Anger. That's a great card for that. Toxic. Gluttony. Security. Again, amazing image for that with just the baby in the womb. So amazing. Eternity. The poppies and the moth. Separation. Apathy. Empathy. And finally, beauty. So I'm loving that I'm already noticing some similarities in this deck with images that were in the other deck, like Friendship. I'm looking for some of these. And I like how she's repeated some of the things that she did in the first edition. Like, I love that we've got, you know, in the first one, you've got Merge here, and then you've got Friendship, these little guys, but then you've also got, I'm totally going to end up mixing these decks all together like right now, but then you've also got at the end Separation. So sort of that recurring. And then in the first deck, holy crap, I'm totally mixing them up right now, so don't pay attention to anything that I say. So how in this deck, in the new one, you have Apathy and Empathy, which are a very similar image, but the colors or the shading in the cards are slightly different. And then in the first edition, you had Dreams and Nightmares that were very similar to that. That is, let me see if I can find that. Here they are. So you had Dreams and Nightmares base. And so now in this deck, she's done that with Apathy and Empathy, and there's also God and Goddess that are like that, very similar but different. Just really, really enjoying the way that these work together, and how she's taken some of the images. Like, I was sad that in the first deck, I don't think I ever said this out loud, like, I wanted more bats, because, well, I'm always going to want more bats, but I also loved the bees, and so I'm excited that there's more bees, and that the moth is back. Like, people that know me are cracking up, because moths, on a personal level, moths skeeved me out because I had a traumatic experience being locked in a wardrobe as a small child full of moths. But this deck, her moths are just stunning. The way that she puts them in there is really amazing. So again, moth. Oh, the butterflies in Hope in the first deck are very similar to in that second deck. And she also had orange butterflies in the air card in the first deck. So yeah, again, here in this Observe. So some of the things, if you loved the first deck, a lot of the things that you really enjoyed are definitely going to be present in that second edition. And she's also added in, I feel like some of these are brighter and more colorful than the first deck in some ways. Like, I feel like this knowledge card and the imagination card here have more color in one particular card than in the first deck, although I'm going back and I'm looking now at the first one, and you know, this duality does have, and now I'm like, is that the first deck or is that the second deck, because I've clearly already mixed them all up. But I do feel like the first one is a little more, well, creation, but I do feel like the first one's a little more monochromatic within each card. Whereas in the second one, there's a little more wider color palette in some of the cards, but not insane. Like, I'm still going to use the decks together, and I don't think that anybody who wasn't intimately familiar with this deck would look at it and go, oh, this is from a different version or print run or whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to live happily together and do beautiful, beautiful readings together. And I am so thrilled to have these. And again, they work gorgeously with the Antique Anatomy Tarot. So if you've been debating getting that and you're thinking about these, they go together perfectly. You should not own one without also owning the other. I'm going to throw that out there too. So wonderful, wonderful job. So so beautifully done, and you will definitely be seeing a lot of these in the coming weeks.